Apologize to her. Aaron laughed, because that's what you do when something impossible happens but hasn't become frightening yet. Okay, he said, glancing at the dashboard screen. That's new. The GPS repeated itself. Apologize before you miss the chance. Emily didn't laugh. She slowly turned her head toward him, her face illuminated by the soft blue glow of the screen. Why would it say that? She asked. Aaron didn't answer, because a cold realization was already settling in his chest. The GPS was right. Aaron Miller was 32, worked in logistics, and trusted systems more than people. Routes, schedules, predictability. If something could be mapped, optimized, or reduced to numbers, Aaron believed it could be controlled. He liked knowing where he was going and exactly how long it would take to get there. Surprises made him uneasy. Silence, on the other hand, felt safe. Emily Carter was 30, a freelance designer, and believed intuition mattered more than instructions. She trusted gut feelings, emotional signals, and the quiet discomfort that told her when something wasn't right, even if she couldn't explain why. They had been together for 6 years, long enough to memorize each other's habits, long enough to notice what wasn't being said. Tonight was supposed to fix things. That had been Emily's idea. They were driving from Columbus, Ohio to a remote cabin in West Virginia. No cell service, no notifications, no distractions, just trees, quiet, and 3 uninterrupted days to reconnect. Reconnect. Emily said the word carefully, like it might break if she pressed too hard. Aaron nodded when she said it, but his understanding of the word was different. To him, reconnect meant rest, distance, letting tension dissolve without needing to talk about it. To Emily, reconnect meant honesty. It meant conversations they'd been avoiding, questions that had lingered too long, truths that made Aaron uncomfortable. Neither of them said that out loud. The car filled the silence instead, engine humming, tires rolling smoothly over asphalt, the faint glow of the dashboard lighting their faces in soft blue. Everything felt normal, too normal. The highway thinned into 2 lanes, then 1. Streetlights disappeared. The yellow dividing lines faded until the road became a narrow strip of dark pavement cutting through endless trees. The forest closed in, branches overlapping above them, forming a tunnel that swallowed the headlights before the light could travel very far. It felt like driving into something instead of through it. The GPS voice was calm, female, neutral. In 20 miles, turn left. Aaron exhaled without realizing he'd been holding his breath. He always did when the GPS was talking. As long as a system was working, the world made sense. Emily stared out the passenger window. The trees passed too evenly, too uniformly, mile after mile of identical silhouettes. "You're sure this shortcut is safe?" she asked. Aaron nodded, eyes still on the road. "It shaved 45 minutes. That's what it says." "That's what it says," she repeated quietly. He smiled, trying to lighten the mood. "You don't trust maps now?" Emily didn't smile back. "I don't trust shortcuts that go through places with no names." As if on cue, they passed a signpost, or what used to be one. The metal was rusted, the surface blank, no letters, no symbols, just a smooth, weathered rectangle reflecting their headlights for half a second before vanishing into darkness. Emily twisted in her seat to look back at it. "That sign wasn't damaged," she said. Aaron shrugged. "Probably old." "No," she replied. "It wasn't worn. It was empty." The GPS didn't speak again for a long time. It happened just after midnight. No warning, no static, no distortion. The GPS spoke again. "He's lying to you." Emily's breath caught sharply, like the air had been punched out of her lungs. Aaron's foot eased off the gas before he realized he was slowing down. "What?" he said, half laughing, half confused. The screen still showed the route. No error message, no flickering. The calm blue interface hadn't changed at all. "Turn left in 2 miles, the GPS continued, voice perfectly normal. Emily reached forward and lowered the volume, her fingers trembling slightly. The car felt suddenly smaller. Neither of them spoke, not immediately. The silence stretched, thick and heavy, until even the sound of the engine felt too loud. Finally, Aaron forced a chuckle. That wasn't real. Emily didn't look at him. "About what?" she asked. Her voice was steady, but her reflection in the windshield wasn't. Her eyes were wide, searching. Aaron swallowed. His grip tightened on the steering wheel. He didn't answer, because he knew, and worse, he knew the GPS hadn't guessed. They drove deeper. The forest didn't just surround them, it absorbed them. The trees pressed closer to the road, branches interlocking above like ribs closing over a chest. The headlights struggled to penetrate more than a few feet ahead, as if the darkness itself was resisting the light. Then Emily noticed what was missing. No insects, no crickets, no cicadas, no distant rustle of animals moving through underbrush, not even the wind. Just the steady sound of tires rolling over asphalt, looping endlessly, like a recording stuck on repeat. Emily checked her phone again. "No signal," she said. Aaron nodded without looking. "Same." She stared at the screen longer than necessary, frowning. "Didn't we lose signal an hour ago?" Aaron glanced at the dashboard clock, 12:17 a.m. He frowned and tapped it once with his finger. Nothing changed. The minute hand hadn't moved, hadn't even twitched. A slow, crawling unease settled into his chest. The GPS spoke again. "You should tell her about the money." Emily's hands clenched hard, her knuckles went white. Aaron slammed the brakes. The car lurched to a stop, seatbelts snapping tight against their chests. But the engine stayed running. The headlights stayed on. The forest didn't react. "Okay," Aaron said, breath shaky now. "That's it. We're turning around." He shifted into reverse and turned the wheel. Nothing happened. The steering wheel spun freely in his hands, disconnected. The GPS screen flickered once. Calculating. A thin gray line appeared, branching off the road they were on. Emily leaned forward, eyes wide, staring at the screen. "No, that road isn't real." There was no intersection, no gravel shoulder, no sign in the trees, no break in the trees. The map showed a turn that didn't exist, but the car began to roll forward anyway, slowly, like it had been nudged. "Continue," the GPS said, gently. Emily screamed. A raw, wordless sound that filled the cabin and rattled their nerves. The headlights swept forward and illuminated something impossible. The road ahead wasn't cracked, it wasn't asphalt, it was moving.
The surface rose and fell in slow, rhythmic waves, subtle, deliberate, like something breathing beneath a thin, stretched layer of skin. Dark lines ran through it, veins. Aaron's foot hovered uselessly over the brake. The car kept moving, forward, relentless. Aaron looked down at the fuel gauge, still full, not a millimeter of movement. They had been driving for hours. Whispered, barely audible, "The sun." Aaron followed her gaze, low on the horizon, locked in place, frozen mid-dusk, not setting, not rising, just watching. "You are not lost," the GPS said. "You are inside." Aaron swallowed hard.
"Inside what?" he asked, his voice tight. The GPS paused, longer than before. "Language approximation required," it said. Then, "an organism." The words settled into the car like a physical weight. The road pulsed beneath them again, stronger this time. The trees began to bend, not swaying, leaning. Their bark stretched thin, translucent, veins spider-webbed beneath the surface. The forest no longer looked planted, it looked grown. The road narrowed. The car creaked as the space tightened. Emily sobbed quietly. "What does it want?" The GPS answered calmly. "Confession produces nutrients." The car lurched violently. The tires screamed. Aaron's hands gripped the wheel, knuckles white. "Aaron," the GPS said now, using his name, measured, almost intimate. "Tell her where the money went." He shook his head frantically. "No, no, this isn't real." The road constricted. Rubber shrieked. Pain shot through the steering wheel, vibrating into his arms like teeth sinking in. "I gambled it," he screamed. "All of it. I lost everything." The road relaxed instantly. The pressure vanished. Emily collapsed forward, sobbing into her hands. The GPS hummed softly. "Accepted." The road pulsed again, slower, hungrier. "Emily," the GPS said gently, "tell him why you don't want children." She froze. Her breathing stopped. Aaron turned to her. "What?" The forest leaned closer, waiting. "I was pregnant," she whispered. Her voice cracked. "2 years ago, I lost it. I didn't know how to tell you, and then it felt like it was already too late." The road smoothed beneath them. The organism fed. Ahead, the road opened into something vast, not a clearing, a cavity. Walls of living tissue rose around them, contracting slowly, slick and glistening in the headlights. "You have been processed," the GPS said. Emily grabbed Aaron's hand, fingers trembling. "I'm scared." The GPS softened. "Consumption is painless." The ground beneath them split open. The car tipped forward. Darkness swallowed them whole. Weeks later, a family in Nevada took a shortcut through the desert. Their GPS recalculated. A new route appeared. No traffic, no delays. Just one instruction. Continue straight. The father smiled. And if your GPS ever stops telling you where to go and starts asking who you really are, don't answer, because the road is hungry.